I'm in Parliament Hill. I'm on Parliament Hill, right at the top. Come and have a look at this. Not a bad view, is it? Shard. Just below the Shard, if you can see it, make it out. You can see the top of St Paul's Cathedral. Got Canary Wharf. Where are we? Over there somewhere. So just pointy pyramid roof. A bit blowy up here. I'm knackered. I've only walked up the hill. Drove up half of it. There's people jogging up here. I think they're mad. Oh. People bringing their packed lunches and picnics. Look at the colours of the trees. Fantastic. Let's have a quick look here. Just look. People walking their dogs. Look at the colours of the trees. It's just beautiful. Isn't it nice? Right, enough of culture. Let's go back to the cabin. Isn't that lovely? Fantastic views. Really, really, really lovely. I've never been here before. I mean, we've got Hampstead Heath behind us, sort of that way on. But you've got this open, you climb up. It looks like it's man-made. I don't know why, but you come up and it's flat at the top. There's a little plateau, and there's just this vista of London out in front, and it's absolutely stunning. All the way through Canary Wharf, down to Canary Wharf, right through the city, the Shard, St Paul's. You can see the lot. It's a really, really lovely little place. Yeah, it's nice. But I thought I'd come and say hello. It's been a little while again. Not as long as the last time, I have to say. Look at my beard. I need a trim. Need a trim. So what's been happening? Build isn't finished. The build hasn't finished. New boiler. They moved the boiler and the boiler didn't work. So that's another £3,000 that we've had to fork out. £3,000 I don't think we've got, to be honest, but we've spent it anyway. Yeah, so that, you know, we were keeping the old boiler. They moved it once to build the extension, then they put it where it's, then they moved it again to put it where it's going to be, and it just didn't like it. So that's in the bin, in the skip. Actually put it next to the skip. It disappeared the same night. You know, fellas come round in the van, anything metal, gone. Anyway, so new, what am I talking about? A new, lovely ladies in Hampstead. Lovely ladies. New, what was I talking about? Lovely ladies have got boiler. Boilers, yeah. New boiler. And they've started to fit the kitchen. The floor in the kitchen's down. Yeah, it's getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We still haven't got a kitchen. We still haven't got a sink. We don't have a washing machine. What else don't we have? A lot of patience. We're running out of that in quick time. And yeah, that's about it, you know, on my side. Just been popping into work as and when I need to. But yeah, did you see the thunderstorm last night? Absolutely mental, wasn't it? I don't know if you got caught in it. In London, it rained for a long time, but there was this period of about 5 to 10 minutes where it was like he was caught in the middle of a hurricane. I know I exaggerate, but it just went, and it was absolutely mad. The whole of London, everywhere. My stepsister's over in Pitsea. It's that way, Essex way, and even she said it was mental over there. Let's move that. Yeah, so yeah, not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Got I was elected to. I'm now on the GMB London Region's Regional Council. And from that, they select 14 people to be part of the regional committee that makes decisions on everything. We even sit in on job interviews and stuff like that. So, you know, so it's quite an important role, and I was elected to that a little while ago. I had my first. We elected to that on the Saturday, and on the Wednesday, I had my first meeting. And they meet monthly, which is all very good. And I suppose if anything crops up, then they'll meet as and when required. But yeah, so you do. I would imagine I will hear some really interesting things, which obviously I can't tell you about because there is a confidentiality. Thing about the committee. We don't even take paperwork out of the meetings. Everything stays within the meeting for, you know, privacy. So that's good. So that's me, really. So I'm a GMB. I am on the GMB London Region's Regional Committee, which I'm quite chuffed about, really. Went in, never thought about it. They said, "Do you want to stand?" I said, "Oh, don't even know what it is." So in London, in all of the GMB, in every region, they have manufacturing, they have commercial services and public services. So public service and commercial services have 5 seats, and manufacturing have 3. And then you have the regional president who's elected at the beginning of every term. So she sits on that, and 10 people put their name in the hat, and I got the highest vote was 44, but he was a shoe-in, and I got 40. So 40 votes out of 60 something. You can't argue with that. I was more than chuffed. But yeah, so what's happening in your lives? What's happening out there? I was in Edmonton. No, I wasn't. I was in Enfield this morning, interring the ashes of my stepmom. Strayfield Road Cemetery. Jackie will know where that is. So I was there this morning with my 4 stepsisters. My stepsister has a daughter, and her daughter has a daughter. What is that child to me? Step niece. No, she would be my niece because she's my sister. I don't know. If you know, let me know, because I haven't got a clue. My stepsister's daughter had a daughter. So she would be once removed or twice removed. But they're not blood. So I don't know. If you don't, let me know. Because you know how things confuse me. There's some lovely, I'm in a little road here. I've just moved around the corner because I was in the sun up there. And a road called Tanza. Was it Tanza Road? No idea why. Not Tanzania or Tasmania or anything. It's just Tanza. Tanza Road. And it's quite pretty. I'll turn you around as well. Look. Someone loading up his car. But the houses are lovely. 3-story townhouses. Big money. Huge. Stupid money up here. Stupid money. You can put one of these houses up north somewhere and it'll be £500,000 I suppose. 400,000, £500,000. And here, these houses are probably worth £3 and £4, £5 million. If they're still houses, because a lot of these, what are they? Developers move in and turn them into flats. So you got three floors, 3 flats, 3 sets of income. Fundamentally wrong, but I understand it in London because there's such a. If there's, oh man, I think it's fundamentally wrong that the prices that people pay just to live in London it's absolutely shocking. You know, we're talking 2-3 grand a month, 4 grand a month in some places for certain areas, if not more. I used to drive a fella around years ago. He was something to do with a German bank, and if you spell German bank in German, that's the name of the bank. Quite high up. And when the interest rate went down to 0%, all those 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago, it saved him 16 grand a month on his mortgage. Can you imagine how much he's paying? 16 grand a month. It does make you wonder, though, doesn't it? I mean, how that's how the other half lives. There's such a divide in London. There's people living in London that they're in abject poverty, but they're living in £1 million houses because they can't afford to eat. They're living in one room because they can't afford to. You know, mummy and daddy have left them this house and they can't afford to run it. When I lived in Pimlico all those years ago, I had that sort of situation with a fella I used to know, and I said, well, why don't you rent a few rooms out just to make some money? He went, oh, no, I couldn't do that. Daddy wouldn't like it. I said, well, Daddy isn't paying your fucking bills, is he? Daddy. I think what's his name? Algernon. Or Tarquin, one of the two. You know. Don't get me started. Should we talk about Boris? He's not running, thank God. You know, the man is. Well, I was just listening to. I was just LBC. I don't know what it's called. London Broadcasting Radio. London. I don't know whatever. LBC. But it's a national thing now. It used to be just in London. And they're reaming off the things that he's done. You know, promoting the gay guy who was sexually assaulting men. Boris knew about it and then promoted him anyway. You know, Boris is a serial philanderer. You know, he had affairs all over the place. He sent Jacob Rees-Mogg up to lie to the Queen about. I can't even remember what he lied about. He's lied about so many things. You know, it just beggars belief that there are MPs out there. Let's move my thumb. MPs out there that are still willing to back him, even though he's got what do you call it? There's some committee that are going to look into what he's going to do. He could be unemployed anyway. You know, let's give Boris the job. He'll be in it for 3 months and get the sack because he'll have to. And then we'll be back to where we are anyway. And it looks like Penny Mordaunt isn't going to get... Actually, what time is it? She's got half an hour to get her votes in. And she's probably not going to make it. But then her campaign managers just quit and joined Rishi Sunak. So The Tory parties are I mean, I know I bang on about it, but the Tory party are an absolute disaster. It just beggars belief, the crap that they come out with. And you know, if we have another 20 prime ministers before they have to call a general election, they'll do it. There's no way in hell they're gonna, because it's not about them. It's not about us. Sorry, it's not about the country. It's about them. It's about them keeping their job, keeping their lifestyle, keeping their moat clean. Remember him having the duck out? I can't remember who was that. Having the population of the UK in his expenses paid to have the duck house in his moat rebuilt. And no, it's, you know, if you've got ducks, you know, I used to keep ducks as a kid, you know, for the eggs and stuff. You know, if you've ever had duck egg, if you ever get your hands on some duck eggs, they are fantastic. They look a bit odd because the yolks are really orange, but and the whites are a little bit blue. But they look they taste fantastic. They really do. There's a man walking up the road and he's looking at me as if I shouldn't be here, which I probably shouldn't. But he's probably got a bung on my window. Well, what can he do? So yeah, what was I talking about? See, this is what you do. I was talking about he's just standing just there. He's going to take my number. You people shouldn't be in my road, you know. This is a road for posh people. And it is, really. Well, he's just standing there anyway. With a book under his arm. Not an iPad, a book. There he is. Where are we? There. Very odd. Right, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? How disgraceful Boris Johnson is. Well, where do we start? Where do we finish? I mean, he could. It's cyclical, isn't it? It just goes round and round and round. He's still standing there. That was either a peacock or a cat. I don't think there's any peacocks in Hampstead. Oh, there's a cat. You see it over there? Little Moggy. Little black cat for Halloween. Mewing at the door, trying to get in. Don't know what happened to Blue the other day. Came out, woke up, he was limping. I don't know if somebody gave him a boot or what, but I hope not. But he seems to be all right now. Just, yeah. No, it didn't really bother him, but he was just favouring one leg, the back leg than the other. Very odd. Meow. Yeah, so right, I better go to work. I suppose I better go to work, just to say that I have. But I thought I'd come in, say hello. Had a nice morning with my stepsisters today, which is, you know, very rare, few and far between these days. But yeah, it was quite nice. Sad occasion, but a nice way to go. You know, my brother and my dad are there, and her ashes have now been buried with them. So, you know, it's where she always wanted to be. So the paperwork you got to do. She died a little while ago, and there was a debate of what was going to happen. And she was basically sitting in my stepsister's bedroom, and then they've decided to put her in with my dad, but you've got to jump through hoops, because if you don't jump through the hoops, you can't put the name on the gravestone. They won't allow it. So it's just madness, isn't it? Madness. I suppose you got to, you know, and he's got to check the we've got a little casket and name on it. He's got to check the paperwork, check the name on the casket matches the paperwork, and then put them, you know. And then we all laid a bit of dirt in each, just to say we've done it. Yeah. But yeah, it was sad in a way, but it was nice because, I mean, even when she died, I mean, all she wanted to do was she wanted to be with my dad. So now she is. So, oh, I'm gonna tear. No, I'm not. Right, on that not so cheery note, I'm gonna drive down Parliament Hill. I'm gonna go up to, oh, beneath your nose, Pond Street, turn left, and go to there's a green hut there, that's for cab drivers. Get myself a coffee and I go to work. Have a lovely rest of the week. I will try, honestly, I do try. I am trying. There's a word that we were going through with my daughter the other day. Trying and trying. You are trying, or you are trying. And I'm trying. I'm trying, and she is trying. She just looks at me like, what are you talking about? Anyway, have a lovely day, rest of the week. Hopefully it'll dry out a bit. I know it's going to rain for the rest of the week at some point, but it's a glorious day today in Hampstead, and hopefully you have a great week. Well, come back, tell me what you've been doing. Tell me what you've been doing. Tell me what you've been reading. I found this. When you go to a trade union office, if you're ever part of a trade union, Bob Crow always said to me, he said, if you go to a trade union office, always leave with more stuff than you went with. And it's very true. I cannot go into a union office without nicking something. So I nicked this. There you go. Freedom's banner. And it's all about, if you're into history and stuff like, I love coming from a coal mining background, as my family have, and banners and stuff like this. You know, I just, it's history in a flag, really. And I love all that sort of thing. It's like maps. I love maps and I love banners. Yeah, and it's part of my history. It's part of your history. It is your history. Excuse me. You know, it's part of the working man's history, and that's why I like it, I think. Right. Who's that? I don't know. I've had about 40 emails since I sat here. Right. Hopefully you have a fantastic week. It's half term for most people. My little one's off. And I'll speak to you Anton. Have a great week. And the word for the day, the phrase for the day is trade union banner. Take care.